Hey y'all, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for what I'll be wearing to my local county fair. It's kind of a look going out of summer and into fall, so I try not to do it too smoky, and I tried not to do it too light either. If y'all are debating on how you want to do your face for your local county fair, I hope this video helps y'all. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe before you leave. I upload every Sunday and Wednesday, and if you want to know how I got this blue, slightly smoky look, just keep on watching. So I've already moisturized my face with the ZIAJA Natural Olive Cream. For the under eye, I use the It's Potent Eye Cream by Benefit. So I'm going to start with eyes. I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to use the Bye Bye Pores Tinted Skin Blurring Finishing Powder by IT, and I'm just going to put that over my primer to start a transition color. And I'll be using my usual by Real Techniques, the setting brush. Tap the excess off and just make sure you have a little bit of product on there. Zoomed y'all in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing with my eyeballs for this look. First things first, almost forgot, tape. So today I'm going to be using the TARTEIST Pro palette. Yeah, the TARTEIST Pro palette. And I'm going to be using transition shades out of here to start with. So I'm going to go with this shade right here. It's called Innocent. I'm just going to be using my NYX fluffy brush to apply that. Tap the excess off. These Tarte shadows are no joke. And I'm just going to focus that in my crease. Windshield wiper motions and then kind of fluff it out at the end as well. Next I'm going to go in with a teeny bit of a darker color. I'm going to be going in with the shade Profesh. Those of you who are new to my channel and haven't seen my prior videos, if you have hooded eyes, look down and kind of put your eyebrows up. You'll find your crease, trust me. So I'm switching brushes. Next I'm going to go in with the shade Fierce. I'm going to be using the Glamour Dolls brush. It's a little smaller than the one that I just used. It's a teeny bit more tapered. Tap the excess off because we don't want patchiness, you know? So lightly feather it in on the outer V and slightly bring it into the crease. I'm super sad because my crown brush that I always blend with has grew legs and literally walked away from my vanity. Why? So I'm going to use a brush similar to that. It's the Luxie 205 Tapered Blending Brush, and I'm just going to blend out any harsh edges. Okay, I'm switching palettes up. I'm going to be using the Beauty and the Beast Tale as Old as Time palette by LORAC. I'll be dipping into the shade Beast Mode. With the same Glamour Dolls brush, I'm going to focus that on my outer V. So focus that very lightly on the outer V. Like literally barely touch your eye. Kind of lightly bring it into the crease. It looks bad now, but don't worry, we will blend. And put a teeny amount on the inner part as well, very teeny, like pretty much the excess of what you didn't use for the outer V. Very minimal, just like so. If you don't have very much left on the brush, just lightly tap into the color and tap it off super, super good. Next, I'm just gonna take my 205 brush again, and I'm just gonna blend it out. Focus on the edges and then kind of on the outer V, blend out. If you did realize you put too much on and it was just too, so I feel like I put way too much on this eye, go ahead and take a fluffy brush with no product on it. I'm using the Airbrush Blending Shadow Brush number 107 by IT Cosmetics. And just dip in, I have a million palettes that I'm using today, just dip into a white shade. I'm going to use this one right here. This is Divinity from the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Dip into a white shade, tap the excess off, and on the brow bone, just kind of blend that white shade into any harshness that wasn't supposed to go up there. It kind of makes that darker a little lighter. That's only if you think it's a little too messy. You don't have to do it all the time. But I'm doing it because I feel like I just got a little overboard. Next, I'm still gonna stick with this palette. I'm gonna be using the shade Satin Sheets, and I'm going to be wetting my go-to paddle brush by Vasanti with some, you already know, Smashbox primer water. Spray it like so. I'm just going to be dipping into satin sheets. Don't be scared to get product on it. The more the merrier, because then you'll get more of a Shazam look. And I'm just going to be focusing that on my lid. So I'm going to be going back in with the TARTEIST Pro Palette, and I'm going to be using my Luxie 235 blending brush. It's a teeny bit more tapered than the Glamour Doll brush that we were using. I'm just going to dip back into this Fierce shade, tap the excess off, and I'm just going to focus that on my outer V again, just to cover any harsh edges from that shimmer shade. Also going to blend it over the top a teeny bit. So next I'll be using the Luxie 205 taper blending brush again and just blend out on the outside to avoid any harshness that may have happened. Again, if you felt like you went too ham on the blue shade, just pick up the brush that you put the white shadow on and just go back over it and blend it out. Okay, so that's it for the eyes for now. So the primer I was wanting to use today has grew legs and walked away with my crown brush. Looks like they're having a jolly good time in the land of makeup. I'm going to be using the One Heck of a Blot primer by Soap and Glory. Those of y'all who have oily skin, good stuff. And since this is like a tutorial for the fair, it's best to kind of keep everything matte, because if you're there all day, you know, with your kids, on the rides, all that fun stuff, it's good to have your makeup stay in place all day long. Focus that mainly in the T-zone and just bring it out. I am going to be using All Nighter by Urban Decay, and this is in the shade 0.5, because you already know I am white as fuck. So I'll be using my usual brush to blend that out. This is the IT Cosmetics number 206 buffing brush. So next I'm grabbing this humongous IT Cosmetics palette, and there is a color corrector shade I'll be using under my eyes, and it's right here. This is in the shade medium, and I'll be putting that under my eyes before my concealer. Before going in with concealer, I'll be using the Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Tinted Pressed Powder by Tarte, and this is in the shade Fair. And I'll be using my usual over powder brush by IT Cosmetics to apply that. Now for concealer, I'll be using the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer by IT Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Light. This stuff is so concentrated, like, are you kidding? Like, look at that. It's like, and then when you put it on your eye, it's like, but it is good stuff. And I'll just be using my Real Techniques Beauty Blender to blend it out. So I'll be using my usual Too Faced Born This Way setting powder to set that. Make sure you get those smile lines. So then with my usual crown brush, I'm just going to be sweeping that away. So for brows, I'm going to be using the Brow Wiz by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade Blonde. First, I'm going to comb them up. Always start with your good eye. And next I'll be going in with my Clear Brow Gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills to set them. So next I'm going to be going in with my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. And I'll be using my go-to IBY beauty brush to apply that. Literally though, this stuff smells so good. Like, I can't. So I'm not much of a contour person, but I am gonna kind of slightly carve my cheeks out a teeny bit. I'm gonna be using the contour brush by IT Cosmetics. Nice little brush like so. And I'll be dipping into the TARTEIST Pro Glow palette. I'll be using the shade Sculpt to make that happen. Dip it in there very lightly, and I'm gonna lightly carve out the cheekbones and then blend up. So I'm just gonna be using my e.l.f. Oh my god, oh. I thought the name got rubbed off. I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. fluffy brush to blend that out. For blush, I'm gonna be using the, I don't even know how to say this name, but the HIKARI blush. And this is in the shade CAMEO. Very nice light pink color. And I'll be using my IBY Beauty blush brush to apply that. Very light hand, apply it to the apples of the cheeks. And then I like to go over one more time and just blend both of them out so I won't have like a line of bronzer and a line of blush. You don't want to look ratchet at the fair. Especially in the county that I live in. Be different. So I'm gonna zoom y'all in really quick. We're gonna focus on the outer lash line now. I'm gonna go back in with some transition colors and I'm gonna start building it up on the lash line. I'll be going back in with Profesh and then Innocent as well. I'll be using the Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush to do that. Now I'm going in with Fierce. If you want to stop there, you can, but I am going to lightly dip into the LORAC palette and dip into Beast Mode. To add to the collection of missing things, my Elizabeth Mott brush is gone as well, so I'll just be using the brush that I've been blending with for this whole video. I'm going to be using the Luxie 205 blending brush to blend out the lower lash line. So before highlight, I'm going to be setting my face with the Smashbox primer water. I like to set my face before applying highlight because I feel like if you do that, the highlight shows more and it makes you just glow more, and you want to be glowing at the fair. So I'm just going to be setting my face really quick. I've also been really loving the NYX Demi Matte setting spray. It's super inexpensive and literally your makeup lasts all day. I wore it yesterday from the time I got to work at 9 till the time I got off at 5. Like my face was literally not oily at all. Just thought I'd throw that out there for those of you who are looking for a good matte setting spray. So next I'm dipping back into the TARTEIST Pro Glow palette and I'm going to be using Strobe, and I'm also going to be using Stunner as well. So I'm going to be taking my Royal and Langnickel brush. I'm going to be dipping into both shades, like literally packing it on there super heavy. And those of you who don't like to glow, I mean, that's not a problem. Just, you know, dip into one of the shades and just do a very light highlight. Just the natural highlight, nothing wrong with that. Next for eyeliner, for the waterline, I'm going to be using the Close Up Lash Liner by Tarte. For lashes, I am not putting on falsies because sorry for laughing, but I literally feel like if I put falsies on and I happen to ride the rides, I mean, what if I ride a ride where someone's sitting behind me and my lashes just go flying and cling to that person's face? So I am going to be using the NYX Double Stacked Mascara. It's got fibers as well, so it lengthens your lashes and gives you a lot of volume without the falsies. It's your real lashes with some fibers on it. Before going in with the mascara, I'm going to be using the Clinique Lash Building Primer. I'll go in with the black one, and then the white one is the fibers. Then next we'll go in with the fibers. Next I'll be going back in with the mascara. So that's one coat. I think I'll just stick with one coat. Y'all can do more. For the lips, I'm going to be lining them with the Lord & Berry Nude Lip Liner. After that, I'll be going in with the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick. I think this is Child Star. Yeah, I'll be using the shade Child Star. It is a little bit light, so that's why I did line my lips first before applying this. So that completes my look for the county fair. I ended up going in with the Tightline mascara by IT Cosmetics because I forgot to do it whenever I was putting my mascara on. So I put this on the bottom lash line, my usual. I also put my hair up in a French braid. If you're gonna be riding the rides and whatnot, I suggest you put your hair up to where it's not flowing everywhere. And I hairsprayed my bangs, and they feel pretty much tornado proof. So do that as well if you end up riding the rides. If you do like my tutorials for different occasions out of the month, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see y'all in my next video. Mascara works well as well. Works well as well. This thing smells like chocolate. I love it. Damn, this glare makes everything look black. So dark. And I'll be using, I'm gonna be smelling like a coconut all day. Oh my gosh, these fucking chickens. They're gonna ruin my video.